Good morning, Philadelphia Eagles fans, and good morning, NFL fans, to another week of Philadelphia Eagles football, where this week we play a big home Monday night game against the New York Giants, the first place New York Giants. Now, before we jump into talking about some football, I definitely want to talk about where to go in Philly before this game, especially on a Monday night. You can go to a restaurant, then go take the Broad Street line right down to the stadium. So what I would suggest for this week against the Giants is actually head to Capitol Grill. Yeah, Capitol Grill on South Broad Street, where I've had one of the best steaks I've had before, and it was very nice. Now it's a little higher class, a little nicer restaurant, but make this into an evening. You go to a lot of the restaurants that you see in South Philly, and then hop on the Broad Street line, the subway, right down to the stadium. So this week, I recommend getting a steak from Capitol Grill, then heading out to the game. Now, let's talk about some football. And now is a time where football season really starts for me. Of course, the weather getting nice and cold, making these videos nice and cold. But also, this is where teams have really, gained an identity now. Like, you have 5 games under your belt. You're starting to get to see who's really important, who's not, who's phony, who's not, and who's jumped out. I mean, there's some surprising teams out there that are either undefeated or only have 1 loss. There's a lot of surprising teams that have 3 or 4 losses. And the Eagles are like right in that middle. We're 2-3. We had a couple close games against Atlanta and Washington where we weren't able to win. We had a close game against the Jets. And then last week, which we'll talk a little bit about, with a game where we started out okay, first half. I have to say okay. Not great, not as bad as when we played against Dallas. Came out, scored 10 points, looked pretty solid, had some turnovers, but then in the second half, turned it up on the defense side of the ball. What I absolutely liked was watching Josh Huff get involved. That's something I said, and I like seeing Josh Huff getting involved, and you saw the energy that he brings to the team, even with his flip going into the end zone. It was great. And he's a mismatch problem for defenses when he gets going. I also like Sproles. They use them sparingly. But I also like the defense. Like I said, I love people with heart, and Fletcher Cox absolutely got to Drew Brees multiple times, multiple sacks, multiple fumbles. It's a good team effort. And then Thurman, with his interception, really capping things off. Now, of course, what I didn't like, it's real simple. What I didn't like was the red zone turnovers. 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions in the end zone thrown by Sam Bradford. That cannot continue. Those balls had to be thrown better. We left points on the board, and we shut ourselves down. Can't do that. Let's go back to what I like, though. I like the fact that Chip Kelly changed his plan. Went under center, started handing off the ball that way, and started mixing it up through there, and it kept the defense on their toes, and they weren't able to predict what we're going to do, which just rolls us right into this week. I love Giants Week for many reasons. There's a lot of Giants. I mean, we're right on the line here in Philadelphia, with New Jersey getting kind of split with the Eagles and the Giants. Rightly so. The Giants play in New Jersey. It's not like something that we deal with Cowboy fans that have never been to Texas. No, we're like brothers. We're right next to each other. New York City, Philadelphia. And if there's one team we play well, it's the Giants. We don't play Dallas well, at least at home. We don't play Washington well, but we do play the Giants well. We understand what they're going to do, and they understand what we're going to do, and it's really like, can you stop the other guy? To stop the Giants is pretty much like dealing with New Orleans. You got to stop Eli Manning. He has a propensity, big word, to hold on to the ball. And when he does that, it gives our pass rush that much more time to get to him. And when we can get to him, he's going to make mistakes. If he's able to get the ball out real quick, they can establish a running game with Shane Vereen. And if they can get Odell Beckham Jr. going, then that's a big problem for us. Now, it actually is good. Odell Beckham Jr. has a hamstring injury. He's a gamer. This guy is just a competitor. I mean, there's a reason why Chip Kelly rated him the top wide receiver of that draft class. He's a competitor. I guarantee you he's going to play the game, and he's going to play all out. That's the only way he knows how to play. So you got to prepare like you're preparing against 100% Odell. But then you got to watch out. You got to watch out. The tight end can just torch people because he's not a premier tight end, but it doesn't matter. Eli Manning can dish it out. If he gets time, Eli Manning can throw the ball. I'm not going to doubt that. Once again, it's about getting to Eli Manning, about Fletcher Cox, but it's going to be obvious. The Giants are going to double team Fletcher Cox. It's going to happen. You can't let a guy like that just go one-on-one and say, oh, we're going to just have to stop him one-on-one. They're going to double team him. So the keys for the Eagles defense, it's when that double team happens on Fletcher Cox, what do we do about it? Are we going to continue to blitz, and are we going to bring a guy like Connor Barwin off the edge? Brandon Graham off the edge, or blitz Hicks, and I'll talk about him for a sec. We're going to blitz those guys and get to Eli Manning. We need to do that. We need to put him in short time situations and make him throw the ball fast, real fast, and jump coverages. We have to do that. We can't let him hold on to the ball because he'll pick us off all day. I do have to say, I very much like what Jordan Hicks is doing. Quite possibly our best draft pick, our third-round draft pick out of Texas. And he's filled in absolutely great for Michael Kendricks, Kiko Alonso being injured. You know that because he's not blowing coverages. He's in the right spot. He's getting into the gaps. He's not just hat on hat and just happy to be on the field. He's making plays. When there are fumbles, he's around the ball. He's either recovering it or he's right there. And he should have an interception already. He's getting into passing lanes. He's doing very well as a rookie. We're looking for him to continue that this week. And that's for our defense. For our offense, yeah, of course, I know I'm a Josh Huff fan. I always want him to do well. But I truly believe this week, our key to victory is Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles was used very sparingly last week against New Orleans for a lot of reasons. Probably because they know how to use him. They know how we're going to use him because that's how New Orleans used him. I think they didn't use him enough last week, but we won 39-17, right? So that's okay. I see Darren Sproles being in the backfield and lining up as a wide receiver. I see that we should run him the ball. We should do some outside screens like he's very well at doing, being a mismatch to those linebackers, and then line him out as a wide receiver. Just keep Darren Sproles on the field. That's my key. And of course, yeah, no turnovers by Sam Bradford. Sam, you gotta throw good balls, and Jordan Matthews gotta catch the ball. You have a lot of it. Jordan Matthews plays well against the Giants, but you know what? This year he's had a lot of problems holding on to the ball, bringing the ball to the win, concentration. He's got to hold on to that. So I'm going to say Darren Sproles, Jordan Matthews. I do like Zach Ertz. I think Selleck's production is coming down. Zach Ertz is coming up. I say Darren Sproles first, Jordan Matthews, Zach Ertz. But this is the big stage. This is awesome because even as bad as the Eagles have been, if the Jets beat Washington, this game will be for first place. Sole possession of first place. Yeah, I know, at 3-3 potentially. I don't care. All you have to do is get in the playoffs. We're not going to have an undefeated season. I don't care. All you got to do is get in. But this game could be for first place, and it's going to be on a big stage Monday night in Philadelphia, and we get to show off our city, our team, our fans. Blackout game. Everybody's wearing black that day, like we did last year, and hope that we have the same results like we did last year when we beat the Giants 27-0. So it's time. New York versus Philly here in Philadelphia. Monday Night Football. You know who I hope is going to win. Go Birds. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. Beat New York.